Okay, fantastic. Thanks, Stephen. So, where would we start in a hospital if we we're going to try this? What in your experience, would be the first place that to get going and contact there?
Yeah, well, whilst we've talked around, staff and smart badges and patients and those other things, really the first place and the one where you see the quickest return for sure is around medical engineering, clinical engineering teams. So those MEMO teams, and various different acronyms for them, without a doubt. So this is really picking off perhaps a particular area within a hospital where you've got high value devices, regularly shared, high volume turnover. You need to know I've got the right amount. Now, perhaps that's an area that uses a lot of rental equipment. Perhaps that a customer said to me around bariatric pieces where you rent a bed, you rent a mattress, and you rent a pump. There's 3 pieces, but unless all 3 pieces go back, then you continue paying that rental charge. So why not tag all 3 pieces? Maternity, there's Doppler scanners. They only stay really in maternity, so that's a great place to test as well. So it's really down to the trust, and that's why we've got the designed for you element here, because everyone is going to be slightly different. Everyone has different emergencies in terms of knowing where things are. But we always suggest start small. Let's not start too big. Don't be too brave and start with 10,000. We always think 50 to 100 is a great starting point.
How quickly can you get a system up?
Next week. Just allow time for us to get to site and to work with the teams, really. So it is very, very quick, depending on obviously that network, whether we need that extra buffer service or not. If you're already a Cisco Wi-Fi 6 network, it's a case of we just pre-configure these devices for DNA spaces and away we go. So it can move very, very quickly, and we can start seeing what potential there is for the next budget cycles and so forth, to be able to get that in there.
The asset is really what the tag itself is attributed to, isn't it? But how quick and easy is it to kind of upload all that data that you've got at the minute? You might have a spreadsheet of assets. You just take that into contact.
If the asset database, you've already got one. That's the first thing. Is there one? Yeah. And is it accurate? May not be the case, but we can take whatever data is available today, and we can always supplement it manually if we need to with mobile app and go around and literally look at barcodes and enter numbers. But as much of that could be pre-staged before we arrive on site.
How quickly realise the value of the solution?
Well, for the clinical engineers who are losing half of their day looking for things tomorrow, it really is that quick. With patient cycle time and changing workflows, of course, there's a lot of other processes that we need to have a look at, or the hospital would need to look at as part of that. So perhaps that's not quite as quick to make changes, but you'd certainly gather the data immediately.
So yeah, for any project really, finding your benefits and measuring and tracking them once you've put the solution in. But I agree. I think that's pretty much day one once something's up and running. If you need to find a bit of equipment, you can find it straight away, rather than have to really kind of audit the organisation and try and figure out where it's gone.
Let's not leave things in dirty storage for 3 days, but no one knew, or we've got 25 ventilators on one floor but 0 on the other. All those sort of things you can change very, very quickly.